Welcome back to the deep dive. We sift through the noise to find the signal.
Glad to be here.
Today we're looking at something pretty fascinating, actually. It's the incredible rise of soccer, football, right here in the U.S.
It really is a story worth telling.
Yeah, it feels like more than just a trend. So our mission today is to unpack how this happened, what's really fueling it, and why the beautiful game is connecting with so many Americans now.
It's a big shift.
Okay, let's unpack this.
It really is a compelling shift, isn't it? For decades, soccer was just sort of there. It was always overshadowed by the big three, right? Football, basketball, baseball.
Totally. It felt like a niche thing, maybe for certain communities or kids' leagues, but not mainstream.
Exactly. So what's really significant now is that it's not just growing, it's properly establishing itself. It's becoming a major force in the whole American sports landscape.
Moving out of the shadows.
Precisely. And like you said, it's not just about which sport people are watching. It feels bigger, like a cultural shift is underway. It's changing entertainment, how we connect with global culture.
Challenging those old ideas about what American sports are.
That's a great way to put it. It's opening doors.
And this isn't just a feeling we have, right?
Huh.
The numbers are, well, they're pretty staggering when you look at them.
Oh, yeah.
Get this, 62.2 million Americans now call themselves soccer fans. 62 million.
Which puts the U.S., fourth largest fan base in the world? That's huge.
Fourth largest, exactly. And it's not just watching. We've got 14 million people actually playing outdoor soccer recreationally.
Grassroots is strong.
So how does that translate to the more organized side, like the leagues, the viewership? Does it stack up?
Okay. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Lay it on us.
So, Major League Soccer, MLS, their attendance hit 11.5 million just in the regular season. That's up 14% since just 2022.
Wow, 14% in that short time.
Yeah, significant jump. But maybe even more telling is the international viewership. That's exploded, grown 60% since 2018.
60. Serious.
60%. Over 50 million Americans are now tuning into leagues from, all over the world. England, Spain, Mexico.
Yeah. So it's not just loyalty to a local team anymore. People are becoming fans of the game globally.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is that suggests a real maturing of the American soccer fan. It's a deeper engagement, a real cultural adoption, not just, oh, there's a game on.
That makes sense. Okay, so what's pushing this? What are the big driving forces behind these numbers? I have to assume the major events coming here are a huge factor.
Oh, absolutely. You can't overstate that.
We've got the FIFA Club World Cup in 2025, and then the big one, the Men's World Cup in 2026, co-hosting it.
Right. And the expectation for those is, massive. Record audiences, billions, with a B, billions in investment. It really cements the U.S. as a kind of a global soccer destination.
Billions. Wow. And we've already seen big events draw huge crowds, haven't we?
Definitely. Look at the Copa America this year, 2024, big success. And the Women's World Cup, previously the final in 2024, over 25 million Americans watched that.
25 million for the women's final. Incredible.
It creates this positive feedback loop, More big events, more visibility, more people get interested, which brings more events.
And that interest, it seems like it's starting really young now. Is youth participation a big piece of this puzzle?
A massive piece. Soccer is now one of the most played sports among teenagers in the U.S.
Really? Up there with the traditional ones?
Yep. Youth leagues, school programs, they're seeing record enrollment numbers. And this early engagement, it's crucial. It's basically building the next generation of fans.
So they play it, they understand it, they stick with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It creates that passionate, lifelong connection. They're not just casual viewers. They often grew up with easy access to global soccer online, something previous generations didn't really have. They get the nuances.
That leads perfectly into something else I found really striking, the demographics of the fan base. It's young and it's diverse.
Hugely important factor.
The numbers say 76% of soccer fans are millennials or Gen Z. 76%.
Which, makes advertisers and brands sit up and take notice. That's a key demographic they want to reach.
Makes sense. And it's not just age, right? It's popular across different communities.
Very much so. Strong popularity among Hispanic communities, African-American communities, other diverse groups. It really mirrors the changing face of America itself.
So, if we connect this to the bigger picture, what does that diverse appeal mean long-term?
Well, it means soccer has this unique ability to bridge gaps. In a media world that can feel really fragmented, soccer offers this single passion point that reaches across different groups, especially young people. It's a powerful unifier in a way.
And reaching them is easier than ever thanks to media and streaming.
Oh, absolutely. That's been a game changer. Think about it back in, say, 2010, maybe 5 U.S. networks carried soccer regularly.
Yeah, you had to hunt for games sometimes.
Right. Now, more than 13 networks are broadcasting it, plus all the streaming options.
So you can watch pretty much any league anytime.
Thousands of matches. Premier League, La Liga, Liga MX, they all have millions of American viewers tuning in regularly. The accessibility is just off the charts compared to a decade ago.
And the domestic leagues are capitalizing on this too, right? MLS expanding.
Yep, MLS is up to 29 teams now, and they've been smart bringing in global stars. The obvious example is Messi, of course.
Right, the Messi effect. How big was that?
It's been huge. Drove up sponsorships, ticket sales, general buzz around the entire league, not just Miami. It brings eyeballs.
But it's not just about one superstar import, is it?
No, and that's key. The growth feels more sustainable than that. Look at the NWSL, the National Women's Soccer League.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Breaking attendance records, viewership records. Teams like San Diego Wave, Angel City FC are building huge fan bases. It shows the growth is broad across both men's and women's pro leagues.
Okay, so we've got growth across the board. Is it still mainly concentrated in, like, the big coastal cities where maybe soccer had an earlier foothold?
That's the old stereotype, and it's definitely changing. Soccer's popularity is spreading way beyond just the coasts now.
So where are the hotspots?
Well, geographically, the South Atlantic region actually has the highest number of fans, about 11.5 million.
Interesting. Not what I would have guessed.
Right. And then you look at the Pacific region, very strong viewership for Mexico's Liga MX, showing those cultural ties, about 12.6 million viewers there.
Okay.
But maybe the most interesting region is the West, South, Central, think Texas, Oklahoma, that area. That's the fastest growing region for soccer viewership right now.
Fastest growing. Wow.
Yeah. So it's really pushing into the South, the Midwest.
Hmm.
It's becoming a truly national phenomenon, not just regional pockets.
Okay, so looking forward, especially with the World Cup on the horizon, it feels like a real watershed moment.
It does.
There's a stat predicting interest will grow another 62% among U.S. fans as 2026 gets closer.
Which is a massive jump on top of already significant growth.
So what does this all mean? What's the big picture here for soccer in the U.S.?
I think it means soccer is just fundamentally breaking down old barriers.
Yeah.
You have fans now who don't just follow one team or one league. They follow multiple leagues, engage online. They're consuming the sport in a much more global and sophisticated way.
Right.
It cemented itself as the fourth most popular sport here. And honestly, based on everything we're seeing, the youth involvement, the demographics, the media, the upcoming events, there's just no sign of this slowing down. It's reshaping what it means to be a sports fan in America.
It really is an undeniable rise. All these factors swirling together, the fans, the players, the stars, the media, the big events, establishing soccer not just as a sport, but as a real cultural force here.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for walking us through that. It's been a fascinating deep dive.
My pleasure. You know, it leaves you with a thought, though. As soccer becomes more and more embedded in American culture, this Americanization of the beautiful game, what does that mean for its identity globally? And, maybe more interestingly, how does soccer's global nature continue to change America?
That's a great question to ponder. Something for all of you to think about how this huge shift in sports might ripple out into other parts of American life and culture. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. We'll catch you next time.